Okay, everyone, I'm so excited today because I am joined by Sarah Sherman, Kyle Brandt, Brian Balthazar, who host Human vs. Hamster, which is on Max Thursday full season. How you guys doing today?
So good. What's up?
Great.
Hi.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm excited to see all you guys. So, my first question for Sarah is there's a very special relationship in this show with you and Kevin the hamster. Do you still stay in touch or would you have to say goodbye?
No, we had a falling out.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah, there were some like really harsh words being said. I couldn't stick around any longer. You can understand. You guys can understand.
have you moved on to another hamster, Sarah? I didn't know this. Steve, we're breaking the fourth
I
wall here. I didn't know this.
yeah, I'm actually like going hamster sober for a little bit.
Well, congratulations on your journey. I didn't know that.
Thank you. Thank you so
Focusing on
much.
self-care. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need a
yeah.
break. Uh, Kyle, when you
Yes.
were put into this gig, did you just get thrown in and start filming with Sarah? Or do you guys have time to like rehearse and build that chemistry?
Do you think we built the chemistry, Sarah? I don't know. We
I
got
think it's like undeniable.
Yeah, I remember. I remember we did something that was like this, where we were in a Zoom, and Sarah was in her SNL dressing room, which looks kind of like what that background is she has right now in my basement. And they played us some video of like some hamsters running around, and they're like, "Just go chit chat about it." And I think that's what we did, and I had fun doing it. And then the next thing we knew, we were shooting the show. So I guess it worked.
Yeah.
I thought it worked.
I thought it worked too. I still think it's working.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for people to see that and you guys work together. You guys say so much funny stuff in it too. So
Oh,
it
thank
really
you.
adds so much. And then Brian, your character is so enjoyable, this hamster expert. Did you eventually though, when you were researching, get hamster burnout, kind of what seems like Sarah's experiencing at the
Oh
moment?
no. You know what? Bring on the hamsters. I can't get enough. I have a lot in common with hamsters. Actually, both Kyle, Sarah, and I all have something in common with hamsters. Kyle can run for miles and miles in a single day. Sarah's nocturnal, pretty much, right? And
True.
I often bite. So there's little bits of hamster traits that we all have in common. But I have to say, like when I was a kid, my cousin had a hamster. I was not allowed a hamster. That was not happening in my house. But we made little mazes on the dining room table. So I felt like I had an instant kind of like rapport with these little creatures. So I was excited to see them win. I was constantly rooting for the hamsters, even though we have the best contestants on this show that you will ever find on a competition show.
Steve,
Oh
can I
no,
say something
yeah.
before we go any further?
Sure.
We're doing several interviews today. You're the first one. Thank you for doing it. I think Sarah and I might just have the role now. We're just going to let Brian cook because
Yeah.
Brian is so ready and he is so going to dominate these interviews. So,
Stop
Brian,
it.
you just be a star, buddy. Go ahead.
No. Let me tell you that Kyle and Sarah are the like pro. There's no one better. I had complete imposter syndrome the whole time. So literally, all I had to remember was like how much a percentage of a body weight a hamster can fit into its cheeks. Like for me, I got to just like literally spout off hamster trivia, which I did a lot. And the two of them just took this and gave it a life in of itself that I just was in awe the whole time. I had to pinch myself repeatedly to be
Oh,
working with
that's great. And yeah, you give great answers in these interviews. And I love what you just said too about rooting for the hamsters because I find myself also when I watched all the screeners just rooting
Good.
for the hamsters. I don't know if that was the goal, but it's there. And
Yes.
then Sarah, I love the cheese pants you wear that people are gonna see. I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about those. So do you get to keep those and save those for like a special occasion?
They were this girl, Penelope Gazin, has this company called Fashion Brand Company, and she makes funny clothes. And so my stylist was like, I think I know just the pants to buy for the funny show.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you
yeah,
still
so yeah,
have
I
them?
do get to keep it. Yes, I do have them. But it's
Great.
like
Didn't
you
you
can
bring
only
them to
wear,
set? You chose them, didn't you? Didn't you bring your
yeah,
own clothes? Yeah,
yeah, I did.
I love
Oh,
Steve,
that.
can I tell you something? I want to take you to the set of the show. It's about on the topic that Sarah's talking about. So they construct this world where there's spaceships and roller coasters and other planets and hamsters competing against humans. It's a crazy over the top world. And yet the biggest show on set was every time Sarah walked on with her new outfit. It trumped all of the
It
stuff that
really
they had
is.
there.
It's
That
true.
was the real show. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
No,
The fire, all the firefighters loved seeing me trot out my new
They did, didn't they, Sarah?
outfits.
And you'll notice that Kyle and I are one outfit ponies. Literally, we wear
Same
the
suits.
same suit. Mine actually doesn't isn't on a hanger, but it's standing on its own in the closet because we wore it for all 8 episodes. They did not trust us to pick our own clothes out.
so if you guys were wearing the same suits, did you guys film straight through all the episodes in one day?
Oh, not in one day.
No,
No.
this took no. Listen, this took us. I don't know. It was 8 or 9 days or something like that. It was really compact schedule. But sometimes like on like big expensive movies and stuff, if someone has to wear the same wardrobe, they'll have like six versions of the suit, right, Brian? Brian and I just had one suit each. We
Yeah.
could have shared a suit if they
Right,
wanted us to.
right.
It was just
Don't
one.
spill chili on the suit because it's the only one. We'll shoot around you before we'll get you another suit.
Right.
That's great. Kyle, you're mentioning how great this set is, which is it's spectacular. Did you get to run any of the courses?
Yeah, yeah, hell yes, I did. There's usually a dynamic where the attorneys are a little bit loath to let the host do it until like, all right, we got the shot, we're set, now go out and run anything you want. I got in the hamster wheel for sure. I ran up and down the parking garage where they pushed the car up. The second you get out on the set, you just want to play. It's so fun. It is like being in one of like a giant claw machine that you would see at an arcade. Imagine going to jump like Uncle Scrooge into the toys. And that's what we got to do for almost 2 weeks of shooting it, and all episodes people get to watch at home. I think the number one takeaway when people who watch this, there's going to be a lot of room for the hamsters, and there's going to be everyone saying like, I want to be on that course. I want to go to that. I wish I could be on that show because we
Yeah,
were hosting it. And for the whole time, I wanted to be a contestant.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a crazy, like fun kid zone in a way too. And
Yes.
like, Brian, I'm wondering on that same point, did you notice even for contestants, like what was there like a consensus hardest challenge for the humans to do?
Well, it's very interesting that yes, the first of all, like Kyle said, anybody can apply for this show. Like American Ninja Warrior is a great show, and you watch and be like, I could do that, but you know you couldn't do it because they all
Right.
have abs. There's no abs rule on this show. Like there
Right.
are all types of people, and there's one episode early on in the run that you'll see that like one of the contestants is like really like a marathon runner guy, and the last challenge of the show, the ultimate like get all the cash challenge, is the hardest because it's the longest. How long does it take? Like it takes several minutes to do this. So it was really testing like the contestants quite a bit. And so the consensus was the last challenge is the one. Like you want to get to it, but it is there's no guarantee that you're going to even get through it. But it's super fun and super colorful, and your parents and kids can watch this and each be rooting for different species, I
Hmm.
guess is the word.
Hmm.
And it's action packed.
No, that's really cool. And you're right. That last challenge, the hamsters crush on and the humans really
Mm-hmm.
struggle with. But
Mm-hmm.
it's so interesting to see. And Sarah, I am wondering too, when you guys are filming, let's say you or Kyle or Brian slip up on something that you say, you got to say it again. Do you have to
It'll
then
be
take the
Sarah.
hamster?
I
Do they have to move the
I
hamster?
I thought that I was good at talking until I met these two freaks. They're like professional chatterboxes.
Yeah.
I was like, I got so tongue-tied because I'm an idiot.
Mhm.
Like literally, Kyle talks like it's the sports news for real in life. He's so good at talking, it's crazy.
Thank you.
The
Thank you
energy
very much,
level.
Sarah. I couldn't agree more. I think you completely nailed your analysis. If we had a fantasy league for mess ups and the reading or the speaking, I'm not going to say Sarah would be the number one overall pick, but she would be way up there. She has many, many talents, though. Many, and you're going to see them all on the show.
Yes, I
There
mean
are a
she's
lot
killing it.
of
You know she's killing it on SNL right now. 50th anniversary is it?
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is she can be that spontaneous. I saw her stand-up show a couple months ago. So this show calls for spontaneity, like just reacting to things in real time, which nobody does better than Sarah. Nobody can be
Right.
instantly funny better than Sarah. And then, then she has her stand-up, which, oh, don't purse your lips at me. You know it's true. You're the best. So it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch. Hard on the legs. It was really hard on my feet. It was really hard on my feet, this show, but the rest was a joy.
Yeah.
everyone had to wait around for my verbal slip-ups and for my pee and poop breaks, of course.
Oh, yes. Don't forget all the belching too, Sarah. There were a lot of
Oh
belching
yeah.
that we had to wait.
Yeah.
But did
And I
they have
drank a
to
lot
like
of Diet Coke, so they call me Tiny Tank. So I went as much as you did. Yeah.
Right.
but Sarah, when you're doing these breaks, did they have to like reset the hamsters constantly? Like you can't just tell them like go back to spot one or whatever, you know what I mean?
Do you want us to tell you how all the magic happens? We have to keep some things
Oh man.
private.
Yes. It's a
Certain
Okay,
Hollywood
hamsters
fair.
play
secret. Come
better
on,
than
Steve.
others. Certain hamsters are divas in the dressing room. They have long riders about what they require.
Oh, that's great. No, that's what's so wild about the show, thinking about what's going on in the background during it is what was happening to me a lot. And Kyle, I'm wondering, you mentioned fantasy football. Do you
Yeah.
think this is something we could eventually get like on DraftKings or people gambling on hamsters versus humans?
How is it not already?
Whoa.
How is it not already? DraftKings, BetUS, Caesars, all of them. Honestly, it does speak to the competition. It was really intense at the end because the people wanted it so badly. And you know what? The hamsters wanted it so badly. You can see
Yeah,
in
they
their little
did.
eyes and their body language that they want to beat the humans. So yeah, it feels like a real sporting event. Once we do all the silly stuff and the costumes, which is great. Once they get cooking, it got crazy competitive, very, very physical, and I found myself riveted. I mean, I've been to Super Bowls and I've worked them, and like I wait till you see the hamster versus the human in the final stretch. I was absolutely intense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a hell of a sell. I like that. And Brian, I'm wondering too, because you had all this research about hamsters. Did you see of any, is there another animal we could do for another season or like a
Hmm.
spin-off?
I've thought about
Mm.
like I mean hamsters are the most domesticated, but I was thinking about that too. Someone asked a lot of people ask me that question actually, and I don't know the right answer, but I would love to see squirrel, human versus squirrel, because I
Oh,
really don't understand why we haven't domesticated squirrels yet. They're adorable. They're adorable.
Well, a very
Um,
famous one just got killed,
I
Brian.
know,
You know,
yeah,
they're
way
in
to
the
bring the room
headlines.
down, Kyle.
He
I
was
know.
decapitated, Brian.
I know
He
that's
was
why. So we know that's we're not.
decapitated.
Everyone's got to have a platform. I guess that's mine. You know, like the domestication of squirrels.
Yes.
Um, because they're limber, they have similar skills, but I think a squirrel would kick our butts. I think what's interesting is the hamsters have just the right amount. What is the line? A very special set of skills
Yes.
that lend itself well to this, and the courses are designed in such a way that some play to the hamster strength and some play to the human strengths,
Yes.
but all of them are attainable by both.
Yes.
I'm making a new show called Human versus Brian versus Kyle, and it's just the same obstacle courses, and but they have to compete against Brian and Kyle.
Okay. But we also want Sarah to compete.
Yeah,
No,
We want you up
I'll
there.
be talking.
you'll be
Thank
what?
you.
All
I'll
right.
be just commentating and talking, of course.
Well,
I
Sarah and Brian, I want you guys to know that according to Steve Varley's website, he does, quote, honest, genuine, and funny TV reviews. So
that's
let's hope
right.
that we can hit all three of those.
Yeah, where do we
Yes.
fall on the Varley meter as far
Uh,
as
right now we're in the middle. We're gonna get real honest now. Here we go. You
Okay.
ready?
we're in the
I
middle?
Okay,
love
I
Brian
told
kind of you gave me a setup, Brian, because you mentioned the squirrel dying and
Oh no.
Sarah just played the widow of the squirrel on SNL.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I love
you.
when you roast Colin Jost. So do you get a sick thrill out of doing that? Like it's beyond a job at this point for you.
I like being, I like roasting. I roast Kyle in the show quite a bit.
Definitely.
I believe I refer to you as a Funko Pop.
Wasn't it Funko
Yes.
Pop Ryan Seacrest? Wasn't
Yeah.
it? Fine. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Colin's not the only one getting roasted. And Brian, you saw my show. Everyone gets a little bit
Oh
roasted.
my God. It is a wild, wonderful ride that everyone must see. I love it.
I love that. I love that you're a roast master. And Kyle, I have to say, I
Go on.
watch Good Morning Football every morning. So it's cool
Oh,
talking to you
thanks,
right here. And I
man.
saw you this morning. I was like, is he doing the show today? He's doing the show. You're doing press. You're doing all these things. Amazing.
Who's your
Uh,
team?
the Jets. So
Holy shit. Really? I'm sorry, I swore, but I cannot believe those words just came out of your mouth.
I'm miserable. And you're one of the hardest people on the Jets, but you called it. I was following Peter's hope the whole way, and I got
Wow. I'm
burned for
flattered,
it.
man.
So.
Thank you.
But you're the king of pop culture references, which I love about your work. So, is there any popular movie people would be surprised you have never seen?
Well, I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies ever. And yet,
Oh.
you know what? When I was watching Human versus Hamster, I felt like I was watching one of those. I mean, it was some of the hamsters have a lot in common with Vin Diesel. and a Jordana Brewster and Michelle Rodriguez. At the end, you feel like you're in one of those movies. But no, I've never seen one. I'm not ashamed of it. I think I'm gonna go wire to wire, having never seen it. Sarah and Brian, have you guys seen Fast and Furious? Nothing wrong with them. It's just
Well,
not
there
for
are
me.
like 8 or 9 of them.
Yeah, I've
You
never seen
know I
any.
haven't. You
Yeah, I
know
know.
I
I know
haven't.
you haven't.
I don't think I've seen them. Just watching the trailer count. I mean, that's as close as I'm
No,
going to come.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve, I've never seen one of those.
Interesting, and I got to admit I haven't seen one either, so I guess we all have that in
There you
common
go.
today. So everybody, watch these three do an amazing masterclass in hosting. Sarah, Kyle, and Brian in Human vs. Hamster on Max Thursday. Full season comes out
Inhuman
too.
versus Hamster. Now
Ooh.
that's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris, I
Th-
think some of the hamsters could start at offensive line for the Jets. So just give them a little helmet and a green uniform, and they'll probably be better. Sorry,
That's
bud.
it. That's it.
Zow. Zow.
Thank you.
That's
All
going
right,
to affect
Steve.
Thank you
our
so much
review,
for doing
Kyle. That's going to affect
Thanks.
our review.
He knows I'm right.
He's right. I'll take it.